everybody, what's going on? Welcome to Super Gamerheads. Today we're going to be talking about all things gaming. I'm Clips 101 and I'm joined here by Sweet Machine 22 and
What's up, guys?
Sove 627.
Yo.
Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to the show. So I thought we could probably start off with who we are, where we come from, and what's our top 3 favorite games. So we'll start with you, Adam. What's your thing?
Oh boy, so much to get through.
Yeah, like you've been here on the channel a couple of times before. We played Star Wars Battlefront. Yeah, and we
Star Wars Easter video.
Oh fuck yeah, you were the leprechaun. Fucking one of the prime times on this channel here. And we also got the new Gears of War series going on right now.
Yep, that we are slowly getting along with.
yeah, Gears 1's gonna be up soon.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. And well, let's go on down to Sweet Machine over there. Hey dude, so tell us all about yourself. Where do you originate from? How do we know each other?
Decided, I fucking met some clips up at college.
Yeah, we went to school together.
That was enjoyable. Been on the channel a few times.
Oh
Been
yeah.
on my channel a few times.
Shit ton of streams, fucking hours and hours worth of GTA 5. Insane.
Whatever I'm good for.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it looks some Battlefront 2.
Oh yeah. Oh man, Battlefront 2. We gotta play that again. I tried playing that recently on my PlayStation, but I think my PlayStation locked me out. So I'm gonna be playing that on the Xbox. But yeah, no, we gotta play. I know, right? No, it's so weird. My EA account doesn't work for some reason. I've tried everything. Either I'm just a dumbass, or I just can't sign in. Yeah.
Well, I might have to break it to you, buddy, but no.
But anyways, let's also go with what's your guys' top 3 most favorite games? Let's start with you, Sobe.
Oh, frig.
I know it's a massive list. You gotta condense it into 3.
Well, I started playing Call of Duty 4 when I first got into playing on the Xbox.
Yeah.
So there's my first one.
Yeah, man. I remember talking to you about that in the fucking schoolyard eons ago.
Mm-hmm.
That was a great one. Sergeant Price. Alright, what's the second one?
Oh, frig. Second one, holy fuck.
I know, man.
I think my second one has to be one of the, I think Gears 3.
Gears 3. Yeah, that's probably one of the best ones right there, only because it ended the series in such a great way. Gears 3 is one of my favorites, also because of Horde. Horde's fucking insane. I love Horde and Gears 3.
Especially when they introduced Beast Mode too.
Beast Mode, yeah. We were playing that one a bit. That's fucking hard.
Go from freaking Tickers up to Wretches.
Yeah. The Berserker's my
all
favorite.
The way up to Berserker.
Being the Berserker's my favorite.
Imagine if the Coalition brought Beast Mode into Gears 5.
Well, why isn't it just in Gears 5? Just put it in Gears 5.
Look, that would be so fucking... That would make the game so much more fun to play.
Yeah. I don't know, like
you
they
can
own
have the
the
choice
IP,
to play, like, freaking...
take everything from those games and just put them in your game, and then just add your new things into it, and then boom, there you go.
And then just... If not everybody's not satisfied with just playing that one,
that's a fucking win-win right there, in my opinion. Take everything that was good about the old ones, all the modes, put them in the new one, and then add your own new ones. You ain't losing and you ain't winning. It fail. Anyways, what's your number 1 best game of all time?
Oh, frig.
If that's even possible.
Numero uno. Oh boy.
The best game ever.
The head game.
Yeah, man.
The head of the buffet table.
the number one thing you go for on the buffet table.
Oh, the number one has to be Star Wars Battlefront 2,
Uh,
2017.
Ooh, okay. Tell me why.
Oh, just the customization, just the amount of customization.
Because I know
Mostly.
that in the beginning, in 2017, that game didn't just trip out the door, it fell down a mountain and pissed off a lot of
Yeah.
people. And I know that today, how many years later now, people actually
Oh, I know.
really enjoy that game now. And I gotta say, it's fucking good. Like, I mean, it's not like the best game ever, but if you like Star Wars, you pretty much get as much as you want in it. It looks good and it's satisfying. But I know you've been playing it for a while.
They ended the freaking life cycle a little bit too early.
Yes.
Because there's so much more shit that they could have put into the game, but they stopped.
Yeah, I know.
When they put in Scarif.
They shot themselves in the foot. Because if they waited like another year or two, they could have gotten the Mandalorian in there. They could have gotten a lot of cool shit. And then, like, yeah, they missed a bullet. But not like a bad bullet, more like, I don't know. Fuck. Actually, I don't know. They dodged something that they shouldn't have dodged. That's all I'm saying. They would have made a lot of bank off those Star Wars characters.
Oh yeah.
But yeah. So if that's it, let's go on down to Red over here. So Sweet Machine, what's your top 3, man? Let's start at the top.
Third favorite, hands down, would be Modern Warfare 2.
Modern Warfare 2.
The multiplayer for Modern Warfare 2 was like the most played freaking part in a Call of Duty game.
That game, holy shit, that made that generation.
Even the
PS3,
fucking campaign for that game was
360.
fucking amazing, man.
Yes. Look, I'm be honest, I'm not a big fan of Modern Warfare 3, but 2 and Call of Duty 4, those are some top-notch games. Like that was the prime of the 360 right though. Especially for what's it? Activision and what was the other one again?
Infinity Ward.
Yes. Like, holy fuck. Like, I'm a big fan of Black Ops 2, but Modern Warfare 2, that was probably one of the best Call of Duty games right though. Just for
Modern Warfare.
Yeah.
I loved just the way how it moves, just like the fucking engine on that game, and then with like the guns, like the fucking quickscoping with the intervention when you hit your shot was satisfying.
Man, the pacing of that game, the way that it goes from each level, like each mission to mission, it never stops and it's never boring.
No.
Like I still remember the snowstorm level when you're running through the fucking the hangars.
Yeah.
That's such a fun fucking level, and then you escape on the fucking the snowmobiles, and it's such a great fucking level. And that one also has the controversial level with the airport.
Yeah.
I don't know
Yes.
how many countries cut that mission out of the game, but I know over here there was like
But I think it was
skippable
Russia that
piece. You can skip that mission if
because
you
it
want.
was like fictional Russia or something.
Yeah. Well, I think it's also because of the Twin Towers and how politicized it is here. But yes, Russia maybe like a lot of countries cut it out because it is pretty violent. It is a pretty violent scene, but again, if you don't skip it and you play through it, it's a massive piece of that game that if you do skip it, you might not really understand why you gotta kill this bad guy in the third game. Like he's a terrible guy, like straight up. And not to mention the guy you're pretending to be sneaking in with these guys in the airport, you get shot at the ending of it. It's I don't know, it's kind of important to know in the game.
Yeah.
But no, man, that game.
Well,
Fuck, it's a great game.
well,
that scene isn't supposed to be really graphic, but it in my eyes it kind of supposed to like picture like anything like if you're in a far out country or even here in Canada because it happened up in Canada, like if people are fucking just nuts and you never could know what happens. Someone could be a terrorist or fucking
Yeah, man.
you could be over in like Afghanistan and just someone group of people just want to shoot up the place like.
Yeah, man, the world's a crazy place, man. And most people don't really give a shit. And that's one of the cool thing about the good Call of Duty games when they look. Not everyone's a good person, and some the Call of Duty games they get this. They get that even the good side and the bad side they're not perfect, and the bad side, even though it's ramped up to 1,000 in the video game to make it more cinematic, is it gives you a reason to hate these characters, and that's why you end up liking these characters because you want to see them die. Like it's like fucking Thanos in Avengers. Like they built him up in such a way he's a bad dude, but you still like him. But it gives you a reason to hate these people. You know what I mean? It gives you a reason to hate these villains because it gives your hero a reason to fucking go get them. Like Thanos snapped half the universe, the Avengers have to go fucking try to bring everyone back. If these motherfuckers shoot up an airport, man, people have to go in and stop these guys. You know what I mean? Like, even though it's an extremely bad scene, and yes, a lot of focus groups probably strongly disagreed with it. It's a good way to show people, hey, these guys aren't meant to be fucked with. Especially if they're nuking fucking Afghanistan or whatever country it was in the fourth one. Like, these guys gotta be stopped. And it just turns out that it goes the wrong way, and the buddy gets shot and betrayed, the undercover agent in that scene. Yeah, no, but no, I get it. I get why there's a warning label on it, and why people would cut it. It is pretty fucking graphic. Like, that is a graphic scene. But
killing civilians and police and
like you're just mowing down innocent people, police officers, and it's in a video game. Well, most kids can just get it, so I get why it was cut out of the game in certain areas, and why there's like a skip icon if you don't want to play it. But at the same time, I mean, if it's in the game and the storytellers wanted you to know about that,
there's a reason for it.
yeah, like play it. Even though it's bad, you gotta know the moral message behind it on why it's bad.
Okay.
Anyways, second game. I don't know why we got on that. Ugh.
And I had to kick it old school with Jack and Dexter. Anyone has played that.
I have it on PS2. I got it recently. I haven't played it. I was planning to make a video on it. But I know that they were heavily tied in with Ratchet and Clank, the developers.
Yeah.
They were good friends. But besides that, no, I was not a Jack and Daxter guy. I was more of a Ratchet and Clank guy. But they all had some pretty fucking cool games. The third one looks insane.
Oh, it
Jack
is.
3?
Me and my cousin are in the one that I think it's the second or the third one where you're in flying vehicles. And,
well, no, isn't it
you can
driving?
get trapped.
Driving vehicles? Yeah, you're in like no, they're all flying vehicles.
Those were such good games.
Yeah, man.
My number one's difficult.
Yeah, I would imagine like number one's not really easy. Like there's fucking thousands and thousands and thousands of games, and half of that
Even that is
probably good
tied
games.
between two series.
Oh,
So my two all-time favorite games I'd always loved to play were the WWE games and the GTA games.
right.
oh yes.
I would always kick those all the fucking time, so it's hard to pick between the two because I would always play them. So
True.
it's like,
Now, if you were to pick one from each series, what would it be?
you know what? I'd have to full on go with my favorite game would have to be the WWE.
Yeah.
I'd probably have to say 2010.
WWE. Oh yes, SmackDown versus Raw 2010.
Yes.
Wow.
Just the SmackDown versus Raws, just for some odd reason, just made the two rosters just more special and like more separate than the nowadays games with the WWE where they're just all in one and you don't know who's on which roster and all that shit. We're back in the
Oh,
old
the
days.
Road to WrestleMania modes, freaking back in the day, man. Holy.
Oh,
Those
yeah.
games were cool, man. I always got my ass whooped in those fucking games, but they looked fucking great.
When I was younger, I was so grinded on those games. I was so good that I even went online and I was kicking people's asses. Like I grinded.
True. Man, that's
I had
fucking
SmackDown
awesome.
versus Raw 2000. I think it was 2010 on the Wii.
On the Wii?
Oh,
What the
oh,
fuck?
It was.
Oh, excuse me. Oh man, the only fighting
At least
game
I think
I
it
ever
was-
played on the
at
Wii
least
was
I think it was
Punch Out.
SmackDown.
Sorry?
At least I think it was SmackDown versus Raw 2010. Might have been 2011. I don't remember exactly.
True.
It was so fucking long ago.
Yeah, believe it or not, that was 10 years ago. 11, I guess.
Well, actually, at that time, they
Yeah.
released the games a little bit, like freaking a couple months earlier than when they're supposed to be freaking in the year that they claimed
Yeah.
to have been, which was kind of bullshit when you think about it. Because if they released the game at the end, like right at the end of that year, at the end of the year, each game that they made it would have made the game so much more better.
Yeah.
Because then we could have had the new superstars that came in during that year, whatnot. But instead, we got the freaking rosters from freaking the year that they ended up having them come out.
And 10
Oh.
years later, they're still fucking in a basel.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, since
man.
we're on the WWE topic and we got through our intro, should we start the video off with the WWE?
Yeah, sure, man. Yeah, you were talking a
don't
lot
know.
about it off screen.
Yeah.
I think we should probably talk about it on screen.
So, fuck. Yeah, so there's big tension between 2K and the WWE with WWE releasing so many superstars that 2K is gonna have to pull out and put in so many superstars that 2K doesn't know if they're gonna be able to release them on time because I'm guessing there's so much more work to do on that game that the superstars might just be like the last thing. You know?
True.
They might need to do like the ring or fix the graphics or like be able to take in correctly. Like oh my god moments and like there's so much to do in those games. Like
Yeah, like I never ever heard about those games ever being empty. I always heard about those games just being glitchy. Just the ones more modernized in the last couple of years.
well none of them were really glitchy. The only one that was mad glitchy was the 2K20.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one had
Because, like,
that was so glitchy, man. That game.
I remember.
Holy shit.
2K21 was pretty rough.
21 didn't come out. That was 2020.
Oh yeah, that's 20.
Yeah.
I already forgot about that. No, yeah, 21's out already, dude.
No, apparently 21 never came out.
2022 it's coming out soon.
Yo, Street Machine? 2021 never came out, right?
Yeah, they never
NBA?
made a 2021 game because
WWE.
2020 was so
Oh,
glitchy
WWE.
and
I thought you were talking about
everything. But
NBA.
No, that's a
Yeah,
whole
it's
different
pretty
mess, man. Whole
Oh, you're talking
different
about
mess.
NBA. Oh, I know. Oh yeah, I remember the
Yeah.
fucking WWE.
Can we name one game that isn't a mess from 2K right now? Fucking like Madden, basketball,
Madden's, yeah.
the NBA,
Hey,
fucking
basketball-
WWE.
NBA 2K20 I like.
Eh. 20 was okay. It was okay. It's not the best 2K, I'll say that.
Yeah.
It's okay. 21 was terrible.
Yeah, I saw you play the online, and it was just a big, open, empty, nothing world.
Yeah,
Huge world. Like, you could go anywhere, man, but it was just...
the city was a great idea. They didn't execute it well.
Yeah, I more like the engine with the game because I hated with the 2K20 because I used to be with like fucking LeBron James and go for an open three and still miss it and everything. It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's been like that since like NBA 2K15, to be honest.
Yeah, where with at least with 2K21, they gave you like a bar and everything, and if you're wide open and you get it in the green bar, you can sink the three. Where it's like that's what it's supposed to do if you're like LeBron James or Stephen Curry or someone like that.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
And I don't know. I played a lot of online,
But I do-
so I kind of experienced all the other bullshit. So, but now I get that. Now I find in 2K21 and 20, you kind of miss shots, kind of at the same frequency. They just have to revamp that engine and change shit up because it's getting rough, and it's
Well,
it's kind of bullshit that they keep releasing the same game essentially over and over. Like there's not really many gameplay differences when they release the games. And yeah. It's
no, that's the problem with NBA. They don't really change the game up or anything. That's the problem with sport games. You can't really change much up about it. Even with WWE, you can add new modes and everything. The one thing that mostly everyone wants is the updated roster.
Yeah, but then why not just make one game and have it just yearly where they just update the one game? Why make a new game every year?
That's where it's like, who fucking knows? That's just the company, maybe. Like,
Yeah. Like, at this
But
point,
it's-
just stop. Just stop making games. Just make one game and just make it last.
Yeah,
You don't need it to be yearly. I when I was younger, I used to love the yearly thing. But now, like, understanding the market, it just doesn't make sense anymore. You don't have to do a
Okay.
yearly game anymore. Make it like every 10 years, you know? Or maybe every
Okay.
5 years. Because you can make a solid game and just update it and keep people together. I know you gotta keep interest every year and keep people, going, keep people spending every year, but again, it's probably if you can keep the game lasting for 5 years, you don't have to make another one. It's probably the only place where I can see it's okay to have fucking microtransactions. Not pay to win, but to keep the game alive. It doesn't have to be every year. It just doesn't make sense, especially if you want to make each game huge. You can't make it huge every year. Maybe every time a console comes out, every 10 years, but every fucking game after that until the next console comes out is going to be the same thing, just fucking duplicate it. Just make fucking one game every 10 years or 5 years. It doesn't have to be that anymore. Maybe back on the PS2 you could make that many fucking games, but you can't do that anymore. The market has changed.
I agree and disagree on that. I agree on that, but I also disagree because if you look at Ubisoft, if you look at Rainbow Six Siege, that thing's been going on for fucking how many years now, and people are still playing that game, and it's just dying now. I think.
Well, you're not wrong.
Or look
You're
at
not wrong. Yeah.
them with For Honor.
Yeah.
That thing's been out for like 16 seasons, season 5 or something like that, and like there's only like 6,000 people that play it now, and it's like, make a new game, like keep them interested in For Honor, and just make a new game.
Yeah.
Like.
But
in
again,
the front title and everything.
it really depends on the game. Like, is it a game that's meant to only last for a year, or is it a game that's meant to last for 5 years? Like, fuck, like, if it's Grand Theft Auto 5 we're talking about, it can last for another 5 years. It's already been out since 2013. That game is still the biggest motherfucker there's ever been. But
Yeah, but
if you go to,
they
like,
also have fan
if you go to,
backlash
like,
also because they want PK6.
a Batman game, dude, like a Batman game, you gotta release one every fucking 2 years or every year, because, like, I don't know, like, we haven't gotten Batman since 2014 now. How long has it been since Arkham? Oh, what the fuck is it called? Arkham Knight. Like, I don't know. It's something from my childhood that I don't want to see change, but it's also something that I think we do need a change for. You know?
Yeah.
And that's like slightly where it comes to the problem, because you have some game companies that might need to update their games, like Ubisoft and like Siege or something, where if they update it, they might bring new fans and a new generation into playing it and get them interested. But you also have game companies that are like 2K, where they're like, you need to slow shit down because you have WWE games coming out every year, NHL, basketball, baseball, like all these games coming out every single year. It's
like
slow it
Ubisoft has learned from their lesson with like Assassin's Creed and with other games. Like they understand they can't release these things yearly. It's not sustainable, especially if you want people to word of mouth your game, talk about it. Like, if it's the same as the one that came out last year, then why buy the one this year? You can just play the one from last year if it's just as good as the one coming out this year. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, what's the difference? If all the players are still the same, but I just don't, I don't know, like, the industry needs to change, and it feels to me like something's gonna happen before it does change. Like, a company's gonna burn out before it does change. Like, we used to get so many basketball games, so many football games, so many soccer games back on the PS2, the Xbox original, even on the goddamn, like, N64, SNES, NES. Like, there was just so many. It was so, they all came out. They all were duds, a lot of them, except for a couple. But I don't know. I think it's maybe time for a change. Like, every game's its own beast, and some are meant to last for a year, and some are meant to last for several years. And I think when it comes to sports games, I don't think they're meant to last it. But they aren't meant to last for a year anymore. At most, at least 2. Most maybe 3 to 4 years a game should last for a sport game. You know? I'm just theorizing here, but.
And then you also have games. I don't know if how many games Respawn makes, but you have games like NHL and like sports games that come out every year, or now you have these new games that are coming out since like 2018, 2019 of the Battle Royale, where it's one game that you can just play for as many years as the game is out or until the game crashes.
Yeah, like, I don't see it as a good profit if you're gonna try to release these games yearly. And like, WWE's a great example. Like, it fucking crashed and burned with 2020. Like, these games were yearly. I know, like, fucking 15, 16, 17, I heard those were fine leading up to 2020, but I just, like, if games have to be so big nowadays, even if it's the same arena, same fucking court, over and over, they still have to look as good as a fucking Metro Exodus or fucking Battlefield 2022, that's like 42. Like, but these guys aren't releasing these games yearly. They're releasing them fucking several years apart from each other. But 2K, Ubisoft, what's the other one? Activision, they all want to release these games yearly. It's not possible anymore. Especially on a PS5 or an Xbox Series X. It just sounds... It sounds
especially
impossible to get it out yearly. Especially if you want to be top-notch, the best that it has to be. And why make
Well-
it top notch if you're just gonna have to work on another game for next year? Like, it's just
Well,
I don't know. I feel like there's holes in this boat, and maybe I'm just talking out of my ass, but it's just like it feels like just fucking. Why can't they just wait a little bit before they release the next game?
well, especially nowadays, it needs to change because you have the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series X, I think it's called, or whatever it's called.
The S.
They both possibly could run 4K. So if game developers want to put 4K into the games, they can't bring out one every single year. You're gonna have to take a break if you want good graphics and that 4K to be able to run on the new systems.
Yeah, man. Like these.
And if you're gonna bring them out for like $100 every new game, like who the fuck's gonna be able to afford that shit? Again, with 21, and a lot of people didn't like that either. So what the fuck is 2K and the NBA gonna do if the last 2-year games both crashed horribly?
We'll record it again. It stopped for a second, but I don't know, man. I don't really know. Like again, like we aren't the ones running this company, so it's really tough to like explain it. But
These are good questions.
what are they going to do if the next ones like crap themselves? Like, are they just gonna keep releasing these until it's completely dead, or are people just gonna keep buying these forever until I don't know. It's just weird. As someone who doesn't play these games, I don't know. I like when I get a pork chop, right? Like a pork chop, I like it to be cooked just right, seasoned just right. Fucking, I want to be able to bite into that thing and be like, shit, that was the best pork chop I've ever had. And you know what? If it takes an extra hour to cook that bad boy, I am okay with that. You know what I mean? I don't need it done in 10 minutes. So I'm just trying to say that those games could be good and could still make money if they just stop releasing them yearly.
Well, just the NBA Legend came out because as many games as 2K releases, they make millions and billions of dollars. They're like, I don't give a fuck what anyone says. They're making billions.
They're making money,
But-
yeah, man.
But the NBA Legend came out and said, yeah, they're making money, but any NBA Legend that is on that game, they do not get any royalties or anything, or they don't even get paid money for being on the game. They get paid like $600,000, and it's like
They still get paid, but not
They
that
get-
much, I guess. I mean, that's still a lot. Like for me, that's still a lot of money. But that,
yeah. But when
they'll
like NBA players are making like millions off of just because
yeah,
they're in the game.
yeah, and then you know they're over there in the actual studio being fired for making too much money for more scarecrows. I don't know. That's you think. Why is it so hard for them to make money in WWE? Like, if they're getting paid too much, cut the cord. Or if you're gonna be in this game, we'll give you this. Like these
Okay,
guys, like,
so
but why when it comes
WWE,
to why when NBA in the NBA they get paid a fuck shit ton of money, but in the WWE it sounds like they're being treated like shit. Like it's just what's going
I
on
don't
here?
have
Like
freedom in WWE, which sucks.
that's like what? Why? What's the difference between WWE and NBA?
okay, so
Especially if they're wrestlers. Like you think these guys would probably get paid more since they're more physical.
because I'll tell you, because NBA, you're an athlete. Over in WWE, you're an independent contractor. So you're not technically a WWE employee as a wrestler. You're an independent contractor.
Huh.
So WWE can be like, oh, so you're gonna be making more money off of Twitch? Well, now
You're fired.
it doesn't. It says that you're not allowed to be on Twitch, or if you're on Twitch, we get 75% of the profits, and you get 20%, or you're fired.
That's fucking bullshit. What?
Mhm.
What? The fuck? Okay. And that doesn't happen to an NBA player?
Nope.
Wow. It sounds to me
Because-
that they gotta change that shit.
Because they're under a contract to a team that's under a contract to the NBA.
Wow. Okay. Wow. So yeah, it sounds to me that they might have to change that, and it might be a fucking massive battle to even change that. Like,
Okay,
Jesus
I'm gonna
Christ,
say this
man.
now, since you bring that up, Jaden. I'm gonna say sorry to advance if any Americans watching this and do not like Biden. It's a good thing. It might be a bad thing to a lot of people because they might not like Biden and everything. But one of the people in Biden's party actually says that if Biden got into office, the first people he was going to go after was the WWE because he's seeing how they would have to pay for their own flights, their own hotels, their own cars, their own food, and they have to pretty much pay everything out of their own pocket. And WWE doesn't pay a cent of anything.
That's crazy.
But they're being like, oh, we get most of the merchandise of your sales. We mostly get your Twitch. You're not allowed to sell anything on other platforms. You're not allowed to show up on any platforms. You're only allowed to be in the WWE. It's so strict just to get a paycheck.
They gotta change that, and I don't think they can change that. That's a massive fucking. Man,
Oh, that's likely not going to change
holy
like
shit!
ever.
Like, trying to change that would just be a disaster. But it would be nice for the WWE players, cause like those guys and gals, man, they go through some fucking. A lot of it's fake, but sometimes it's not. Sometimes they actually get hit pretty hard. And it's not like fucking basketball. Like you can't really get hit in basketball. Like you get a foul and shit if you get too physical in basketball. Football, you start hitting people. I don't know what it's like for football. I don't know if any of us know what the league is here for football. But again, football's very physical. They probably get treated pretty well. Soccer can't be physical, but if they fucking hit themselves, I don't know. I what the fuck's up with WWE? Like what the. I don't know. Like it's your they're okay. Those are your stars. Those are your athletes. Those are the people that bring in the money for you. And you'll just cut them like that and treat them like that. Like, what the hell? That's insane.
So, ever since 2019, ex-WWE superstar Cody Rhodes actually made an AEW company that's a wrestling company with the Jaguars owner, the Khan family. So, ex-WWE superstars go as free agents, then went over there. So you got like Dean Ambrose, now it's not
John Moxley.
you got Chris Jericho, you got tons of names. So like even CM Punk just debuted for AEW. It went fucking nuts and shit. And he even said that WWE that when you get hurt, they don't want you to have time off. You're booked and shit. You're in the main storyline. They want you to keep going. See, like WWE superstars are saying, like even with the creative, they'll be like, okay, we're doing this one day, 2 hours before the show. They'll be like, yeah, the whole thing's scrapped. Vince McMahon said this, yada yada yada. Yeah, no, you're not doing your segment anymore. Or they'll change the whole beginning of the fucking like match or the end and all this shit. Or in AEW, if there is a plan set for that match and everything, it sticks to that the entire time. The superstars have more creative progress, so they can come up to Khan and be like, "Yo, I want to do this week for my character I'm playing for TV." All right, go right ahead. There you go. Or you'll be like, "Okay, maybe not. What if we do something like this and like kind of go your way, but switches a little bit, you know?" Where
like these guys have been like these wrestlers, man. Like especially if you've been in this for 20 plus years, they know their shit. Like they've been entertaining these people for forever. If they have an idea, let's go. Why not? Like, it's a no-brainer. Like if like at this new place, like if someone who's been doing this for as long as them like has this great idea, it's let them do it, especially anyone. Like so, this is a whole new place. Like a whole like they've been snatching up everyone that's been dropping off from that place. That's kind of cool.
Well, so the Khan family doesn't know really much about wrestling, but they got two wrestlers, the Young Bucks, who never went to WWE, made a name for themselves outside of the company. You got Cody Rhodes, who was in WWE for 10 plus years and got over it by himself what the WWE did. You got his older brother Dustin that's in there. You got Chris Jericho that's been doing it for over 30 plus years and still fucking doing it that's in there. So they got a lot of legends like Big Show, Mark Henry. They got fucking legendary commentary. Yeah. Big Joe, Sting, Jim Ross. Like, they got so many people that know the business that's in that company that it might even outdo WWE because WWE, Mr. McMahon runs that company. So if he has a vision, he doesn't listen to anyone else but himself, and he'll go for it.
That's
where
cool.
AEW, they listen to their fans.
That's good to hear, man. That's really good to hear. Like, yo, like, because all that sounds like some giant like that sounds like a giant pound of fucking bullshit from fucking WWE, and it's good to hear that there's at least some company out there of people who give a shit about the fans and about the players, and it sounds good. Like, and it sounds really good that give it 10, 20 years, WWE might be out of business with these guys. Like, these guys could surpass them if what they're doing works out. And usually that shit does work out. Like, people, as individuals, people bring great ideas to the table, regardless who you are. Like, there's always something good on the table, and especially if you're all willing to work together, bam, you got gold right there. And if it's just one fucking guy running the whole ship saying, no matter what, this is how this is going to be, no matter what, he could be wrong sometimes. And, you know, it might fuck people up.
Like, WWE fired CM Punk on his wedding day. Which
that's some
really
bullshit.
Sucked,
that's some fucking bullshit. Like, damn, man.
Like, to release somebody on their freaking, like, on a very special day is just freaking bullshit and ridiculous.
Damn, man. I don't know how we got into WWE, but, like, that's just a fucking mess, man. Like, holy shit. Like, I was never into the WWE thing, so I never knew about all this, but those guys need... And it's good that they're getting a way out of that, but fuck, man. Fuck that guy. Like, what the fuck?
Well, like CM Punk says, so the difference is, CM Punk says that he left pro wrestling, I think, 2011, and last...
He didn't leave 2011.
Yeah.
14.
Yeah, I think November 14th or something. And that last Friday, he made a return back to pro wrestling. And if anyone watched WWE that doesn't know a lot about it right now, they might be a little confused. It's because with WWE, they don't classify themselves as pro wrestling. They're not even wrestling. They're sports entertaining.
Oh.
That's a sports entertaining company. Where with the new company AEW, it's a pro wrestling company. They thrive on being a pro wrestling company, not a sports entertainment.
Wait, what else does WWE do besides just wrestling?
They have reality TV shows. They have Twitch. They got podcasts. They got.
Yeah, no, that's a no fucking brainer to go over to them. Like, why? Like, okay, I know WWE only for wrestling. I'm a lame man, alright? I'm out of this circle. I know it only. When I hear WWE, I automatically think wrestling. Only wrestling. I didn't even know they had all those other things. So, yeah, if you're working with these guys and they're treating you like shit, and then their main focus isn't even wrestling, fuck them. Go work with people you're gonna give a shit, and are gonna fucking be like, yeah, we'll love to have you here. Not someone you're gonna be like, who else? But we can live without you. Yeah.
Yeah, but you also gotta think, if you're working for a company that's paying you $1.2 million a year, and you get used to that lifestyle for 6 years,
Oh yeah.
are you really gonna have the balls to be like, I'm gonna leave a $1.2 million job to go with a company that's just starting up?
I wouldn't leave it, but if you get fucking fired by them, join up. Fucking yeah, like if you're ahead of those guys, no fucking time you'll be making more money than them. Like if you can get past them, you know? And like if that keeps happening to more popular wrestlers, then you know, join up with the other guys. Usually it's all about money, so wherever you're bringing your money to, like the other competition will have to fucking fix their shit to compete with them. So to me, that sounds pretty good. Like, it sounds like there's gonna be a reasonable battle here for those guys to get ahead.
Another problem is, like, I'm 21 now, so I started watching WWE back in 07, 06. So I was in the Attitude Era. So watching it now, like, the only people I really remember back in my childhood are like Randy Orton, Rey Mysterio, somewhat still there.
I remember the Undertaker.
He's retired.
Yeah, he's retired now.
Yeah. That was from a long time ago.
But like everyone else got fired, left the business, doing something else, or is now in AEW actually enjoying it.
Wow.
But back to my original point, the problem with the WWE is they fire so much superstars that the roster changes, and also they went from the Attitude Era where there was a lot of headshots, and yeah, it was a lot of damage to the superstars, but it was entertaining. I enjoyed it. It was like a little thrilling shit.
Like that.
And then they went into the PG era where they're not allowed to say like title, a championship.
Look,
they're not
wrestling.
allowed to say
No
words.
offense, you guys, but wrestling is fucking boring if you're just a regular Joe. Especially if it's PG-13, okay? The edginess of it is what made it so fucking interesting. Like, okay, I don't remember much from wrestling, but what I do remember, I remember all the edgy shit from the 90s and the early 2000s. Like
the bikini contests and fucking
the fucking, oh my god, if you're Christian or if your mom's in the room, turn the TV off. Like, holy shit, you know, like really edgy shit. But that's what got the numbers up. Boring.
Yeah, but I
don't know. Like
I like how the women wrestlers are being more respectful now.
Oh,
well,
they
of
course. Like,
and
you have to
everything,
be
and then they
more
just get pushed
respectable.
off, or they'll have like a minute match, and then that's it. Where now they're getting like the main event at WrestleMania, or pay-per-view.
I don't see why you can't.
Time and,
why can't you
not
just
very much
balance
time,
it? Why
but-
can't you have both and still have the edge? Like, you can have boys and girls up there and still be dropping a F bomb and fucking drop kicking people off and the shit.
Well,
Like, you can still be doing some hardcore stuff, but you can, like, I don't know, like, I just don't get why, like, it has to be so clean to the point where, you know, a Christian mother can watch it, you know?
So, if you like wrestling a little bit, I'd suggest you to watch AEW because they're like 14 plus. So TNT allows them to swear, allows blood. They do Extreme Rules matches where like John Moxley got cut open by a fucking pizza cutter on live television.
Whoa.
Like,
Yeah, that has edge. Like, I mean, that's pretty. I wouldn't recommend going in and doing that, but I'll watch it. I'll give you a view. I'll give you a like. You know.
like they bring back the Attitude Era that like people like me or Adam or like if you even watched it back then it brings you back to your childhood. Like, this is fucking awesome. Like, chair shots, fucking,
And isn't
like,
that
swearing, like, F-bombs, and, like...
Isn't that the point of watching something you love? Making it feel like the old times, or like making it feel like when you were a kid? Like, why do most things have to not be what they used to? You know, like,
Yeah.
Okay, there's a lot of times fans are wrong, but a lot of the time fans are right. Listen to the right fans, and they will fucking tell you what's good or wrong about what you're producing. And it's clear to me that people who've been in this industry for how long now are over here at this new place, and they're doing it pretty right. They're doing what people want to see. And to me, that sounds like it sounds profitable. It sounds like a fucking win. Especially if you're trying to keep on the fucking lights.
So, as you say that, AEW was on Wednesday nights the same time as WWE's NXT was. They went for, I think, 3 or 4 months head-on-head, going at each other for the ratings, to the point where whoever like controls the television for WWE is like, you have to switch days because AEW is destroying you every single day in viewerships, and the adults raging. A lot more people want to watch you guys instead of them, and it's just like,
yeah, man. Like, look, if okay, a lot of viewers, they know what they like. Even if they don't want to say what they like, they know what they like when they see it. And if you're promoting something, if you have 2 separate channels and you're promoting something they want to see on this channel, but they're more used to this channel, they'll get rid of the old channel and they'll go to the new one if they're doing what the old one used to do. Like, I don't know. It's good to hear. It's good to hear that there's at least competition out there that are doing things that they used to do, and it sounds good to me. It sounds like there is a light on this whole situation.
well,
But it doesn't
the worst
seem...
part about WWE is that they will keep wrestlers like Bill Goldberg, that's 54 years old, that botches the fuck out of a match, but you fire a 32-year-old that's in his prime, that is one of your hottest characters, the Fiend, that's in his prime. Like, you're making billions off of this motherfucker.
Yeah, man.
But you'd rather keep the 54-year-old out of his day and his Hall of Famer that botches matches than a guy that's in his prime.
And they just drop.
Like,
Yeah,
and
like,
now,
I don't know. Like,
I know Vince McMahon says NXT is going back to independent brand, so it's you develop your skills and everything before going to the main roster, and he's only looking for people that's above 6 foot. There's no more short people, and that's over 32 and everything. It's all young guys.
Muscular.
that's
Yeah.
kind of neat.
And where Triple H is getting pissed off because people love the NXT because it has a different look than the main roster does, and they loved it and everything. But now that Raw is getting fucking stupid and basic as normal, people aren't watching it anymore. They're watching more SmackDown or NXT. And Vince McMahon is like, I don't like that. We're switching NXT because you lost against AEW. It's like,
Yeah, because NXT was on Wednesdays, and because they were losing to freaking AEW, they ended up putting them on to freaking Tuesday nights.
it was all Triple H's fault.
Uh-huh.
And it's like, it's not Triple H's fault. It's really your guys' fault. Because if you look at what AEW is doing compared to WWE, they're doing something right. Like
WWE is just not doing what they should have done and just stuck with like the PG-13 shit. Freaking like from almost 20 years ago.
Like you could, with WWE, you could have like slowed down on the swearing. Yeah, like you could have not made them do direct headshots with chairs and shit. That's understandable. You didn't have to make people make themselves bleed for matches.
Yeah, you gotta reel it back. And if you are gonna make them do
the wrestlers,
but if you are gonna do something that extreme, they better be getting paid a lot of money to do that, and they better treat them with respect after that. Cause like, come on, like, getting hit in the fucking head with a chair, you're bleeding.
Well,
For them,
well,
they better treat you with utmost respect, because why the fuck am I heel bleeding for you then, you know? Like, but at the same time,
Gene.
you know, some of that stuff, it's just fucking, yeah.
Gene, here's the cool part though. Vince McMahon back in the 70s or the 70s, he bought WWE off of his dad for $1.
Wow.
So Vince McMahon's been running the WWE since the 70s.
Yeah.
So he probably doesn't know anything else besides what he grew from his dad and learned from his dad. Where with the Khan family and AEW, they started off owning a football team.
Huh.
So the NFL, they take good care of their players. Might not be after they retire and everything, but when they're playing, they might do. And then they also own a FIFA fucking soccer team.
Yeah,
So
man.
they probably take good care of them. So when they come into wrestling, you obviously know they're not just going to be like, well, fuck you, we're not going to help you anything. Well, the other two fucking sports teams are being well taken care of. Well, with AEW, before they even started their first show, the first thing that every fan liked about it is because they were promoting that they're different than WWE, that they're going to bring a revolution to the way people look at wrestling, because they're not going to be like WWE that's fucking all stupid and bullshit. They'll listen to their fans and everything. And ever since that, they've had dedicated, loyal fans that's been watching every single fucking week. And, like, it's fucking good fucking wrestling. Like,
Yeah, man. That's good. That is good to hear.
where with the WWE, they're firing and shorting their fucking roster so much, trying to cut their bottom line, is that they just keep replaying the same old rivalries over and over again. Just like back in 2014 and 2016, Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar. Oh, guess what, guys? 2021.
Brock
Again.
versus Roman again.
Jesus,
Yeah,
that just
that's
doesn't
like-
sound good. Like, that just
And I mean,
sounds like a mess.
Brock's been back like freaking how many times over the past how many freaking years?
Yeah,
Since
it's like,
in 2005 or whatever.
yeah, 2005, 2006.
Like,
Like one of like it was his, both him and Goldberg have been back like how many times? In the past like 4 or 5 years.
wow.
Like, come on, guys! Like, freaking bring back like other guys, like guys that we haven't seen since freaking like the 90s.
Like, yeah, like they
Or
might,
bring back fucking GTG. Fucking some of the guys you let go.
Like, bring back some of the more over guys that have been building themselves up on the independent scene that you guys had, and then just like do something
yeah.
with them.
To me, it
Instead of
sounds like
being-
a change needs to be done, and it sounds like things are changing for these guys. And it's cool. It's cool to hear all this. Like, it really
Well,
is.
like if anyone watched WWE back in, I think, like 2011, before CM Punk left WWE, he did the famous pipe bomb. It's like everyone loved that moment.
I
Like,
watched WWE since like freaking 2009, like late 2009, right up to
And-
like freaking SummerSlam last year.
yeah,
Well, like maybe a little bit sooner, well, a little bit sooner than that, but I just stopped watching wrestling entirely because not wrestling, but WWE, because
Wow.
freaking all the segments and shit are just freaking predictable, in
Wow.
my
Yeah.
opinion.
That's Jesus. That's what the fuck.
but like CM Punk says, WWE won't change at all until Vince McMahon is dead. Because it's just going to be the same predictable stuff where he's just going to switch the show at last second, completely fuck it all up. Like Becky Lynch, Bianca Belair at SummerSlam 2021, this past Sunday.
This past Saturday, actually.
Wow.
Yeah, she beat Bianca Belair in 27 seconds just for her to win the title. It's like, so you built Bianca up for the past year just to bring
With-
Becky Lynch back
To
and-
face against Sasha, but she didn't even show up for the pay.
No, no one knows where Sasha is besides WWE.
Like, it was originally going to be Sasha Banks versus Bianca Belair. Sasha Banks didn't show up, so they were going to throw Carmella in, but instead they changed it to Becky Lynch.
Yeah, and that's what the same problem that CM Punk had is because he was the hottest fucking thing back in 2011. He was had millions of fans around him. He was over and everything, but
like he was even the leader of the Nexus.
Yeah, but WWE shot him down, made him lose the title and everything because they wanted The Rock versus John Cena Part 2.
Wow.
It's like, so you're going to kill a guy's whole momentum of holding the title for almost a fucking year because you want
John a little over a year.
Rock. Yeah, for John Cena and The Rock. That not a lot of fans even wanted to see in the first place.
And we ended up getting Part 2.
Yeah.
At the next year's WrestleMania.
It's like I would rather see CM Punk versus The Rock or fucking CM Punk versus someone else. CM Punk was good back then. I was dedicated and shit. I'm excited he's back in wrestling.
How many times did we get John Cena versus CM Punk in like that year?
I think like twice.
I'm pretty sure it was a little more than twice.
Maybe 3 times. I'm not quite sure.
Because if I remember correctly, there was a triple threat match against Alberto Del Rio at Hell in a Cell.
Yeah.
But like one-on-one, like how many times, like not like on Raw or freaking like pay-per-view?
Oh, so who fucking knows? Like.
True.
But,
Anyways,
the greatest moment
holy
when fucking
shit,
CM
man. That
Punk
just,
left with the title.
man, that just
What were you
sounds.
saying, Jaden?
That just sounds like a fucking holy crap. Crap on a crap.
It's a shit show.
Yeah, man. So, yeah. Holy shit. I didn't know the WWE was in that bad of a debacle, and I didn't know that they were almost being outran by other companies. That's good to hear, but holy shit. Let's get on to some video games. Let's get on to some video games, yo.
Avery and Toby just talking about freaking wrestling. Next podcast.
Like the last 30 minutes, we're
how
just
long
talking
has
about
this
full-on
been?
wrestling. But yeah.
I've been going for like maybe 45 minutes.
Yeah, man, we got like at least an hour's worth of footage now. So, yeah.
We should probably end it because I don't think we should go on for another hour just to talk about video games because we might talk about WWE and they get distracted again.
Yeah, really. No, man, that was a great episode though. Holy crap. I learned a lot about WWE though. Like, yeah, I'm probably gonna have to go check out the other company. It sounds kind of interesting. Is it on? Are they on YouTube?
Actually, there's an episode going to be on tonight.
Are they on live TV, YouTube, Twitch?
Like YouTube.
Sorry?
Well, you can catch the highlights on YouTube.
YouTube. Okay.
Yeah.
You cut out for a second.
'Cause
Alright.
They also have different shows. Like they got Rampage, they got Dark. That's only YouTube, but they're wrestlers that can't get live TV time, so they put them on Dark so they can still get like people can still watch them if they're interested. You know.
Cool. Well, cool. Yeah, I'll check some of those out. I'll probably add a couple in the video here. No, that's neat, guys. Yeah. So we didn't talk about a lot of video games, but we did definitely get to talk about something that sounds like it needed to be heard. So, I guess this is the WWE episode. The fall of WWE, or the dumpster fire of WWE. Who knows? Anyways, what do you guys want to talk about next week, or the next time we do this? You want to talk about more WWE, or you want to go into
We should actually talk about video games.
whatever happens
We already
next
did talk about freaking wrestling, then we may as well change the name of the podcast.
Yeah. Welcome to
This is
Super
almost-
Wrestling Heads.
Yeah.
There we go, Wrestling Edge.
That
That's
actually
your
sounds kind of cool. But yeah, no, let's end it up here then. So what can we find you guys? Let's start with Sweet Machine.
Find me at YT Sweet Machine 22 on YouTube.
Sweet. I'll have a link down in the description if you guys want to find him there. And Sove, where can we find you, man?
Find me just about anywheres.
You can
Twitter,
find me on the
Instagram,
street.
Snapchat,
True, true.
Facebook.
Yeah, and we'll have a link down in the description for him as well. And with that, thanks for watching, everybody. I hope you guys enjoyed the first episode of Super Gamer Heads. And hope to see you guys next week or whenever we come back. I don't know how we're going to be recording these. All right. Bye, everybody. See you guys in the next video.
Peace out, y'all.
See ya.